Hey, 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 hey. Mhm. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. It's Thursday night. You know what it is. We in the building for this live stream. Hope we get a good session in the night. Looking forward to this football season. All right, who we got in here? We got anybody in here yet? I'll wait for people to roll in here. See what we got. See what we got. See what we got. All right. Got Yard Dog X. What's going on, man? Lola. Hey, Lola. Thomas Garrett. What's going on, brother? Eddie Cruz. What up? What's going on? What's going on with you? Shay's in the building. What's going on? Hey, Shay. Um, how's y'all week? How has y'all week been? Tomorrow's Friday. We're headed to another weekend. We're another week closer to training camp. We're gonna talk about some things at training camp. There's a lot to talk about actually, because there's been a lot of speculation on who's gonna start over who's gonna get cut, things of that nature. So I've heard so many different things, but you know, um, we can get into that and see what y'all think, and let's go with it. Let's go with it. So we got 8 people in here now so far. Chuck Taylor, what's going on, man? What's good with you, bruh? Bruh. All right, so first of all, I know y'all heard about that whole Richard Sherman stuff. Like, I really have no words for it. Um, this side says one thing, this side says another thing. I don't really get into stuff like that. I just mind my business and I drink my water. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of just stay out of that stuff. Everybody got their opinions about stuff, but opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one. You know what I mean? So, uh, you said burn it. um, but as far as our team goes, like I said, we are really close to training camp right now. Um, yeah, I heard he was released, but like I said, we knew whatever it was wasn't gonna stick. But it is what it is, because it was too much misinformation on the whole situation. So you know, it is what it is. What's going on, Kid Mega? So yeah. So as far as the Cowboys go, I guess we could say that Richard Sherman probably won't be on this roster. But all we can do is talk about what we have on the roster as of right now. I know that they still haven't signed Joe Looney. Joe Looney's back yet. He's still out the street, so I don't know how that's gonna do. I don't know if they're gonna wait till what transpires in training camp to see what happens with that, to see if they want to, bring him back after that. I don't know. Um, but it looked like they're setting everything up for Tyler Biotish to be that center. It's almost like they want Tyler to be the center because they're giving him every opportunity to be the center for this team. Um, yeah, that's all crazy. Glad he's just not on our team with all that drama. I know. I'm telling you, like, because we got enough stuff going on in Dallas, and with the hard knocks coming for training camp and stuff like that, you don't need that added stuff. Let's just hope that the guys that we have on this roster don't have any off-season issues. We've been pretty clean this off-season, been pretty quiet this off-season, and that's a good thing. Anytime you don't hear nothing about Zeke other than him training, that's a good thing. Let's see, blessing my brother on the way to work. Keep prayers of Richard Sherman, whatever it is. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I like Richard Sherman. I always have. Like I said, I'm withholding my judgment on the situation right now because I don't know what's going on with that, and I feel like it's not my way to even say right now. So you said Richard Sherman wasn't going to be on the roster from the get go. I believe that. I do believe that. But you know how everybody in the media is always talking 24/7 about this team and about, who we going to get. Y'all remember that whole thing with Earl Thomas. That was 2 seasons long of talking about Earl Thomas. I got to the point where I didn't want to hear nothing else about no damn Earl Thomas. And y'all know, everybody kept talking about it, even other YouTubers. And I'm like, yo, shut the hell up. Like, Earl Thomas is dead in the NFL. He's not playing ever a down again in the NFL. Don't bring him up. So that's and I don't understand that part. So yeah, but that's why I said that was dead in the water. None of that stuff was ever going to happen. Brown, number 30, our number 2 cornerback. Yeah, more than likely. I think it's going to be him and Trayvon Diggs on the outside. Everybody trying to get rid of Anthony Brown, but he definitely serves his purpose on this team. He definitely does. And the thing that you don't want to do is start cutting these veterans because, again, you need veterans in that back end to, help out these young guys. You don't want just straight rookies and second-year guys. Remember, second-year guys, because last year was COVID, remember, we didn't have an offseason last year. So these second-year guys are almost like second-year rookies because they didn't get that offseason. So for Trayvon Diggs, it's definitely beneficial to him because he's getting that one-on-one time. He's getting that time now in the offseason to get even better. They starting the same crap with Xavier Howard. Yeah, I know, Jennifer. They've been talking about Xavier Howard all offseason for whatever reason. Like my whole thing is, why would they go get Xavier Howard? Because if that was the case, they would have kept Byron Jones. Because Byron Jones is over there too. You know what I'm saying? They would have just kept Byron Jones. What's going on, Jessica? Welcome in. How you doing? But that's the thing. Why would they do that? If that was the case, they would have left. There's 2 guys on this defense that I'm sad that left. One is Byron Jones, and 2 is Anthony Hitchens. I wish Anthony Hitchens was still on this team. Matter of fact, I went back and watched some old games when Anthony Hitchens was still on the team. And y'all remember his rookie year when Sean Lee kept getting injured. Like, he was playing all 3 positions. And I feel like they were basically overworking him. And I really hope they don't do that to Micah Parsons this year because they have a tendency to overwork these young rookies and give them too much. Sometimes less is more. You know what I'm saying? You give these guys a set thing to do, they can master that, and then you try to feed them a little more of something else. You know what I'm saying? Because when you give that all at once like that, sometimes it wrecks their mindset. And it really depends on the player as well. Chris Cantu, you said you're excited for the season. Man, I am too, brother. Pay Gallup or Gregory, both of them. They can pay both of them. Because Gregory's contract is not going to be expensive, considering the fact that, he's been out so much. So his value is not where it would have been had he been playing consistently. You understand what I'm saying, Eddie? So that's that. Now, Gallup, and I'm going to tell you the thing about Gallup. You said you're concerned about our defense. I am a little bit too, but we'll get to that in a minute, Gerard. But to piggyback on what Eddie was asking, so to pay Gallup, right? So everybody keeps saying that, okay, Gallup's going to warrant all this money. He's going to do this and do that. What if the Dallas Cowboys say, what if they get to training camp, this training camp, and after the first week of camp, they pull him to the side and be like this? We're going to give you an offer. Would you take it? You know he will. Gallup said himself he really don't want to be nowhere else. He wants to be with the Dallas Cowboys. He wants to be with Dak Prescott. He wants to be with this receiving corps. So if they are in a situation where they want to sign Gallup, they can do that this offseason. Nip that shit in the bud. You can actually get him for a little cheaper if you sign him right now. Because what you're doing is when you go into training camp, you're almost like pigeonholing him into signing a contract that is kind of less than what he's worth. Now, I'm not about, I'm all about getting the guy for what he's worth. But for a guy like Gallup, I don't think that he's a greedy dude. I don't think that he's a dude out here trying to get all the money. And I'm that guy too. Like if I was in the NFL, I'm more loyal to my situation than I am the money. Because this is the thing. You can go get money somewhere else, right? But then what if it don't work out? You're not getting all that money anyway. So why not hedge your bet on getting maybe a little less, but you're getting all your money? You know you're getting all your money because you know you're going to succeed because you've already been there. instead of going to another place that's unknown. You don't know how what their scheme is. You don't know what they're going to do over there. You don't know how they're going to use you. But how they're using you here, if you're already happy, you're already succeeding, why would you want to leave that situation? So that's my mindset, and that's Gallup's mindset too. But not every player thinks like that. A lot of players are like, oh, I just want to go for the money. That's what DeMarco Murray did. And look what happened to DeMarco Murray. DeMarco Murray went to the Eagles because they offered him more money. Still didn't get all of that money. And then he ended up retiring because he didn't like what they were doing over there and how they were playing him. Well, sometimes the grass ain't greener on the other side. Sometimes you got to stick with where you are at home to make it right. Does that make sense to y'all? They say never pay a number 2 receiver. Do you believe that? Yes and no. So we know that Michael Gallup probably will never be a number 1 on the team because even as good as Gallup is, he still needs that number 1 receiver to take the edge off of him. You understand what I'm saying? So pairing him with Amari Cooper is great because Amari Cooper gets the attention. He gets one-on-one coverage, and he could beat that one-on-one coverage. As long as he could beat that one-on-one coverage 95% of the time, he's going to always be a solid number 2. But that's okay, though, because you can still keep him and you can still pay him. Because we know the salary cap is going up with the TV contract next year. So it's going to be way more money than it is now. Murray got the stank of the Eagles on him and his career was over. Exactly, Lola. That's because he thought the grass was greener on the other side. He went over there chasing the money, didn't get all the money. They treated him unfairly. They didn't play him like they should have, and then he went to shit. That's what happened. We need a big year from Gregory and Parsons. I believe we'll get that from both of them. We need a defensive tackle to set up. We got that. We got that. We'll just see what they can do though. Who's better, Connor Williams or McGovern? See, that's the thing though, right? It's going to be a battle in camp, but I think that Connor Williams is probably going to keep his his left guard. It's easy to get a good wide receiver in the draft. It is. But what I'm saying is, with what you have right now, why would you break up the monotony that they already have? I can see if we didn't have these good wide receivers on this team. You're not really spending a whole lot of money on just the receivers because, again, Amari Cooper could just play out the rest of his contract. He has no more guaranteed money. So you don't have to pay Amari Cooper more money. Just let him play out his contract and let him walk. Then you have Gallup. Gallup's younger. Gallup doesn't have the injuries like Amari Cooper does. Then you can draft another guy that could potentially be a top 1 or 1A or whatever to counteract with Gallup and Lamb later on after you don't have Amari Cooper anymore. Either way, it'll work out. That's just the way I look at it from a player standpoint. Playmaker, you like McGovern? I do like McGovern too as well. I do. William Taylor, what's going on? Cool. Jerry likes Randy Gregory staying on weed punishment to keep paying him low. I don't agree with that. Jerry Jones likes Randy Gregory, period. Randy Gregory, outside of smoking weed, which you're not a bad person if you smoke weed. A lot of people smoke weed. I don't smoke weed. That's not my thing. I don't like weed. I don't even like the smell of it. But that's just my opinion. That's just how I feel. But I don't knock people for doing it. If you do it, that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people do it. There's a lot of people that do it. But at the same time, you're not a bad person because you smoke weed. So he's never been a bad person. He's never been a problem. So that's why Jerry backs Randy Gregory. It ain't got nothing to do with not paying him because we know Jerry Jones is known for paying his guys. And Randy Gregory is always a Jerry guy. I think that Randy Gregory would be one of those dudes that when he retires, they would actually hire him to be on the staff. That's just how much they love Gregory. And he's a really stand-up dude and the guys in the locker room love him. So, he's going to be around. I don't think he's ever going to another team. He's going to retire a Cowboy. The playmaker is going to be Trayvon Diggs and Anthony Brown, left and right. As of right now, that is. But we got to get into training camp to see what these battles is with these young guys, and we'll get into that in a second. Randy getting double-digit sacks. We'll see. He's definitely a good player. Definitely a good player. But I don't think Kelvin Joseph right now is better than Anthony Brown, only because Anthony Brown knows the playbook in and out. Blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? So that's why right now, if they had to play a game tomorrow, it'd be Trayvon Diggs and Anthony Brown. As much as y'all hate Anthony Brown, he's still one of the fastest DBs on this team. Remember that too. And then they'll probably play Jordan Lewis in the slot. Well, against the slot players. You know what I'm saying? On the nickel. You don't think Jerry will pay who? Well, Randy Gregory's contract's not going to be high, so that conversation really is a mute point um, because of the lack of him not being on the field. His contract is never going to be high unless from now on he plays the next contract out. Then maybe he could get a higher pay. But no, right now paying him right now is not that difficult. I'm just glad Randy finally gets to play, having to look over his shoulders and wonder if he's going to get suspended. I know that's the biggest thing. Have that weighted on your shoulder, that sucks. Because when you have that, it doesn't make you can't concentrate, and you're not going to play as well, unfortunately. Is you worried about Washington defense? is I worried? I got to give it to Washington. They have a really good defense. They have a top 10 defense. Am I afraid of them? I ain't scared of nothing, bro. But God and the IRS. That's the only two things I'm afraid of in life. But I do respect their defense. I do. They got what, 6 former Alabama guys on the front line. They're definitely dynamic on that front seven. Definitely. But the way to counteract that defense, Eddie, is to keep their defense on the field, meaning tire their asses out. So that way, because their offense, I mean, unless Fitzpatrick does something, Fitz magic or Fitz tragic, whichever quarterback you're going to see, because he's an up and down quarterback. That's why he's a journeyman. That's why he's been on almost every NFL team in the league. I bet you he's been on over half of the NFL teams in his career. Am I going to training camp? No, I'm not. What up, Dana? What up, bro? Gina. What's up, Gina? Shout out to the West Coast. West up in the building. West up. West up. Not what's up, but West up. The NFL policy has screwed Gregory. Sure did. Which I think is a good look where we're getting taller in the secondary, matching with taller receivers. Yes, I agree with that. But see, some defensive coordinators don't like tall DBs only because of the simple fact that sometimes taller DBs could get a little silly, little jelly in the feet. You know what I mean? You know what I mean when I say jelly in the feet? It's like the taller they are, the more clumsier they are. So their feet just all over the place. They got the stumbles. So when they're moving from a back pedal to turning around and cutting and running to chase after a guy, a lot of times they get slowed up because their feet all jelly. They can't get it all the way around. But that was the narrative on tall guys. But if you get a tall guy that still got the feet of a shorter guy, those quick feet, oh, you in business, baby, because you got the long arms. They got that wingspan to knock that ball down or intercept it. And they also have the agility and the quickness of a shorter individual. That's it. That's it. It's a Cali thing, Jessica. Uh, what rank expectation do you think the defense will be? I think they could be. They can if they play their cards right. They can be top 18, top 15. But I think that from going from almost dead last to even 20 is remarkable because of the simple fact that you only really need them to be middle of the pack. You just need them to fix that run game, that run defense. Because if they stop that run better, it's going to help that offense out. So, what up, Derek? Oh, Dave, Kid Mega's using his other, he has multiple accounts. I think that's his gamer account. I'm gonna tell you this though. Um, we talked about this defense, right? Um, this whole thing that everybody was talking about, Kelvin Joseph coming to training camp, um, out of shape and this and that, blah blah. Well, again, I think he had a little injury, and which is the reason why he didn't play in minicamp much. So a lot of people were speculating wrong information, but I think Kelvin Joseph is going to be all right. But I do want to see one of my biggest things that I want to see in training camp is him going up against Kelvin Joseph. I mean, Kelvin Joseph going against uh, Nashawn Wright. Nashawn Wright. So if him and Nashawn Wright battle it out and see who's the better corner out of the both of them, then we'll see what we go. Because with Mukuamu, they're moving him to safety. So I have multiple accounts too, Jessica too. You don't like me? You don't like me? Well, I have another account because I have another channel. I have a food review channel too. So those of you guys that don't follow my, go check out my food review channel. It's E2 Blue Reviews with an S. I do food reviews as well here and there. So I'm still building up that channel as well. Uh, I'm doing a live stream. All I have to say is if our team clicks, like I know we'll be. Look, I'm telling you, um, I think that we're gonna shock a lot of people. I had this conversation with a couple of people before who was asking me about it. Ain't no hackers, Jessica. You tripping? Ain't nobody hacking. Some people just have multiple accounts for different stuff. Some people have their accounts for their. Some people are gamers. Some people build cars. You know what I'm saying? So you might have multiple accounts for different things that you do. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what that is. Um, we already know Cooper Lamb, Gallup on top three. Do you think the Cowboys will get there 4, 5, 6 wide receivers? Well, you could pretty much say Cedric Wilson and Noah Brown have those spots already, unless something dramatic happens with these undrafted free agents that come in here and blow them out the water. Outside of that, I don't see really any movement as far as any surprises in the wide receiver core. That is. Plus, Kelvin Joseph didn't have his COVID-19 shots at the time either. That's the reason why he was out of. Yeah. That's another thing too. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah. So, yeah, he had to take his COVID-19 shots, and I think a lot of our players have their shots. So, because they like, look, we're not playing this shit. We're gonna go ahead and be out here. We don't need no restrictions. We want to just go out here and play ball together and win. Um, Trade for A Rod. I can't stand Aaron Rodgers. So let me ask you a question. You want A Rod over Dak Prescott? And I'm not talking about straight talent. We know A Rod is a great quarterback or whatever. We know that. I don't like his attitude. And my quarterback not only does he have to be a good quarterback, but he's got to have the right attitude. I don't want a baby crying like he does. Dak Prescott don't do the stuff he does. Aaron Rodgers he didn't even join the team in minicamp. How are you the leader of the team and you're not there for OTAs and minicamp? That doesn't look good. That doesn't look good at all. I don't need a quarterback there to sit out and do shit like that. I'm not with that. Drama queen. That exactly. I don't want no part of Aaron Rodgers. None. And why would he come to Dallas when he don't like Mike McCarthy anyway? They whatever beef they have with each other, why would you bring that here? Nah, we got enough problems. I'm good with that. He's a diva. I ain't got time for it. But Eddie, you heard me say he's a great quarterback. I'm not taking his talent away from him. He's up there. He's Brett Favre type ish because he played under Brett Favre. But again, I don't like his personality. I don't like his leadership. I don't like him outside of his talent. That's what I don't like about Aaron. He's a baby. He's a diva. I ain't got time for that. So Dak is our quarterback, and I'm happy with that. But this is the thing. This is the thing. You're not going to get a top 10 or a top 5 defense because we still have to build up to that. So you got to play your cards where they are. The reason why it doesn't matter if we have a middle of the road defense is because our offense is so good. If our defense can hold up and be better at stopping that run, because that was the biggest thing. We were all right in coverage last year. We didn't really have a big issue in coverage. Now there were some broken plays here and there because you had the rookies out there that didn't know what they were doing because of Mike Nolan and because of not having the off season in general. That part, but your main issue on defense last year was getting gashed up the middle. We were getting ran on like we were some punks. So with that being said, being a middle of the road defense with how great our offense is, that's still a playoff team. Trust and believe that. Trust and believe that. We good on that. Courtney, I really think Randy Gray can get up the field and get to the quarterback, the rest of the D line, and get the push. Yeah, especially and Courtney, definitely what helps that is that one technique guy, that big guy in the middle, whether it's Quentin Bohanna, because we finally drafted a one tech, a guy that eats up blocks, a guy that's not a pass rusher, but a guy that comes in and just eats up the blocks. Like basically, he takes that center and that guard out of the mix. That way, these ends can eat. They can get crashed down in there, and they can get to the quarterback. Either Aaron Rodgers is a drama queen, or there's something going on in Green Bay that we don't know what's going on. Now, that might be possible, Thomas, but this ain't the first time that Aaron Rodgers have done stuff like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and say he is a D because this ain't the first time. I mean, a lot of fans laughed at the idea of Tom Brady last year before Dak was signed to a contract and Brady has earned. Imagine Jerry Jones went after Brady and A-Rod this year. Now, if you had Tom Brady on any team, that's just Tom Brady is just one of those quarterbacks that nobody else can be like him. Like he's just a once in a lifetime type of quarterback. Considering that he was drafted in the 6th damn round and wasn't expected to do shit. Oh, he's definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. Soon as he gets eligible to be a Hall of Famer, he gonna get it. So we know that. But because he's done stuff that no quarterback in the league has ever done and probably never will. So when you look at a Tom Brady type of individual, you can't even compare to no quarterback to him because it's just off of his resume alone. Now, Eddie, if LVE and Jalen Smith could be healthy, I think they're going to play really well in uh, Dan Quinn's scheme because of the simple fact that they're going back to how they play. It's going to go to their strengths and what they're good at. Now, Dan Quinn ain't no joke. He is letting these guys get in there and they're earning their roles. They're earning their spots. So, Jalen keep messing around, he gonna end up being a backup to the young guy, and that's embarrassing. Uh, but again, I believe last year when we had Mike Nolan, Mike Nolan was set him up for failure. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't put a guy in a bad situation. You can't put him in a situation and expect him to succeed when he's gonna fail because he's got a drop foot. You can't have a guy that has a drop foot trying to check a tight end. Where in the hell they do that at? That doesn't work. You can't do that. Um, no, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Oh yeah, and you can tell that it's a difference with Dan Quinn because these players love him. They absolutely adore him, and they didn't want to play for Mike Nolan last year, but who does? So there's that. No, no, I hear what you're saying about the whole A Rod thing. I just don't want his mentality on this team because his mentality would break up this locker room because of the simple fact that, like, I don't think this team needs leadership, right? And you got a lot of young guys on this team, and you need even Dak still what? Dak's 27. Even Dak being at 27, which is young to me, but in the NFL, he's 5 years experience. But my whole thing is the fact that he has true leadership. He talks to everybody on the team. He talks to everybody on the team. Um, yeah. So there's that. Um, Now, as far as playing Tom Brady, uh, hold on one second. I'm sorry. Um, what was I saying? So yeah, I just believe that us playing the Bucks week one, I think is going to be interesting because of the simple fact that, and I talked to somebody else about this already offline, that I think that this thing that we have against the Bucks, right? The Bucks, we know who they are. They signed everybody back that they had from the Super Bowl. So we have that tape. We can go back and look at the Super Bowl. We can go back and look at playoff tape from them from last season. Well, they don't have no tape on this current Dallas Cowboys team. They don't. Now they can look at tape from the offense, but even with that, we're going with Mike McCarthy's system this year, so that's going to change as well. But the defense, our defense could now. It ain't really nothing Tom Brady ain't seen. He's a smart quarterback. But what I'm saying is they don't have tape on our defensive guys this year. They don't know what they can do. They don't know what we're running. We got a new defensive coordinator. So there is a fact that we have an advantage in that aspect because they don't know what to expect from us. They don't know whether to be like, okay, well, are they going to be the Dallas Cowboys the last year? Are we going to be able to run all on them? Or what they're going to do? They don't know what we're going to do. And that's why playing them week one with no tape is the best time to play them. But I think it's going to be a really good game, though. It's going to be a really good game. If you remember, Mike Nolan was the defense coordinator in Atlanta. Guess who can? Guess who came to Atlanta to clean up the house and front with a trend? I know, right? Atlanta, Dallas, Dallas. That's funny. Now that's just a coincidence, but still, like it's a hell of a coincidence. I can't stand Brady with his cheating and deleting his phone. I know, right? I feel you, Gene. Offense is going to be spectacular. We played Tom Brady good. They came up short, but we will rattle him. We will. We will. Those defensive guys going to get to him. But again, their defense is good too, guys. I really think that the Cowboys and the Buccaneers probably have the two best offenses in the league. So week one, and I think that's the reason why the NFL put those two games together because they could have made them play Kansas City week one. It could have been a replay of the Super Bowl. But nah, they didn't want to do that. They said, nah, we're gonna make them play the Cowboys. It's gonna be the game of the week, and that's it. And we're just gonna go out there and we're just gonna throw it out there in the atmosphere and see what happens. That's pretty much what they did with us. That's pretty much what they did. Um, the Cowboys record, come on, like I like it's so soon. Like, can we get the preseason? Can we? I haven't seen anything yet. So for me to give now, if you want to say, if you want to ask me what I want their record to be, hell, I want us to be undefeated, but I know that's not gonna happen. But I want to see them at least win 11 or 12 games. That's what I want to see. I even if we don't make it to the Super Bowl, I want this team to at least make it to the NFC Championship game because we haven't done that in a long time. Either. Let's win it. Let's get to the NFC Championship game. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Cowboys bringing that bag. Yeah, they do. Bro, be will. The Titans and Cleveland have better offense than Cowboys. No, I don't believe that. Now, the Titans, now that they got Julio Jones, the Titans do have a good offense with Derrick Henry and AJ. Uh, and and the Cleveland, I give them their credit. But when you've been in the dirt and having first round picks like that every year, your team better develop and get better. Yes, Cleveland has a good team as well, but I don't think that they're better than the Cowboys. I don't think that. I know. Being a Thursday night game, though, shit, it should have been Sunday. Because you know everybody gonna try to take off of work on Friday, especially if the Cowboys win that. That should be crazy. That would be must see TV week one high ratings for the season. Oh yeah, 12-5, 14-3. Book it. Yes, Sebastian. Um, Jessica said 17-0. James, you said you going to that Tampa game? Boy, you must got bread. Cause I looked up the prices to that game. Lord have mercy. My pockets melted, bro. When I looked at the prices of that game, I said, "What the hell? Where my money at? Where my money? Where my money?" Slipped out my hand. You talk about the prices for that at Raymond James Stadium? Cowboys versus Buccaneers first game of the season? Shit. Talk about expensive? Man, the nosebleed seats probably expensive as hell. Nah, I'm good. Oh, through Cowboys experience, yeah, you probably got the discount on that one. But it's still expensive though. Do I think Dak can play in the Hall of Fame game? No, he won't. I don't think you're gonna. You're probably not gonna see Dak play until maybe like the third preseason and maybe like one drive. Hey, Rollin, how you doing? Oh, Jennifer, you're in Florida. Oh, that's right, you are in Florida because that's right, you a Gators fan. But yeah, shoo, them tickets, them tickets. I looked it up. I was like, I looked at the price. I was sitting there looking at my phone like, what the? Mm-mm. Them ticket prices gonna be off the chain. Oh, I'm good. I'm good, Rob. I'm good. Um, are you gonna? Oh, I don't know, Eddie. If I'm invited, then yeah. I can't see back in Dak and I said back. Who's can't, can't see Dak and Ben playing in no, they're definitely not gonna play in the they're definitely not playing in the Hall of Fame game. No doubt the Titans are gonna be a good team, and I believe they're gonna go to the playoffs as well, but I'm not worried about the Titans as much as I'm worried about the Buccaneers though, to be honest with you. Cleveland has a young, healthy version of our O line. I agree with that. Um, a better running back duo? No, because I think um, if you take away Zeke's miscues from last year, I still think that Zeke is one of the top running backs in the league. Period. Period. I'd rather have Zeke as my bell cow than anybody. And Tony Pollard is better than people give him credit for too, because you remember under Jason Garrett when Jason Garrett was calling the plays, they wasn't playing him like that. But like when they had to make that change and things of that nature, and Kellen Moore got used to um, calling plays and getting more comfortable with it, he was able to look at his guys and be able to diagnose like, okay, we could do this. Now, if we run 20 personnel with no tight ends on the field and two running backs and three wide receivers, but the problem with that is you're not covered. There's no fullback. There's no tight end to block. So your guys are kind of just out on the island. So they're gonna have to use their sheer speed and strength to outdo a blitz or I'm sorry, excuse me, to invade a blitz, I should say. Um, they were definitely his fault, but name me a running back that never fumbled. I mean, Zeke is human, just like any other running back in this league. All of the greats have fumbled. Emmitt Smith fumbled. Tony Dorsett fumbled. Everybody fumbles, mainly because somebody knocked the ball out their hand, for the most part. But I mean, you look at last year. Last year was just a shit show, man. Like it was almost like Zeke was just thinking too hard last year. I feel like he was trying to overcompensate for not having Dak and started losing games, and he kind of just like, oh well, let me put it in my own hands. But again, Zeke made mistakes. Yes, he did, and for him not to that's why this offseason you've been seeing him working his ass off because he's like, last year's never gonna happen again, not on my watch. Whatever, Alan. Yeah, and Zeke look good right now. And he gonna make up for last year, definitely. I got a gut feeling Carson Wentz will fit well with the Colts behind that O line. Um, I said the same thing. I think he's gonna do better, but I ain't worried about him because he over there. Now he's not in the division no more. So I mean, that's your opinion. If you think that those running backs are better than Zeke and Tony, that's cool. That's how you feel. I don't agree with that. That's just me. But I respect your opinion on that. Now, I give Cleveland their credit. I said that. Cleveland is a really good young team. They're a dangerous young team at that. And again, when you've been playing so early for those many years, all them years they had them first round draft picks, after about 5 or 6 years, you should have a great fucking team. You better have a great team because you've been picking in the top 10, top five for like 10 years. So, I mean, their team better be good. They got to be good. But I think just with us, we just gotta get better at coaching. We went through this whole 10-year thing with Jason Garrett, and it's just like, okay, let's be done with that. I'm good, Alan. How you, bro? Um, I'm not worried about Zeke. Zeke's gonna be good. Zeke's gonna be good this year. One thing about him, he make a mistake, he gonna go back and focus. He gonna do what he do. But that's the bottom line. Yeah, I feel you, Yard Dog. I'm right with you there. I like what he doing this off season, and I'm glad that he out there working and grinding and not playing around. That shows maturity. That shows growth. But again, um, I look at this team now, and I say, look, we're out of the Jason Garrett era, right? Um, we got a full season under our belt. Well, full off season finally in a year and a half. So I believe that now you got you got Mike McCarthy, so he's able to go and implement his game plan, his scheme. Kellen Moore getting better at calling plays now. You have Dan Quinn now being the defensive coordinator. These guys are following him, unlike they did with Mike Nolan. They didn't want nothing to do with Mike Nolan. So if you have guys that's going to rebel against their coach, the shit's not going to work out. But I will tell you this: I think the Cowboys are going to be much better this year. Um, it all comes down to decision making. 2 minute drill. Um, what do you do when you're racing against the clock? By not making stupid decisions on the field. So that's between the quarterback and the play caller. The play caller's got to call something good. The quarterback has to go out there and execute it without intercepting the ball. If you're in a situation where your running game is working and your running game is good, and again you're racing against the clock, you better run that damn ball. Period. That's just you're not going to win if you're not doing those fundamental things. You hope they're going to be better. Well, they should be. Shouldn't be an issue. Yep, that's pretty much it. But yeah, I don't look at this team, and I don't look at them and be like they're gonna falter. Now, am I worried about certain areas? Yeah, because it's the unknown. We don't know what the defense is gonna do yet. All we can do is wait till training camp to see how they battle things out with pads on. We don't know how good these young guys are until these pads come out. Now, um, it's going to be some surprise cuts after camp, definitely, because you only got a certain amount of people on the roster. So it is what it is. We didn't have any chemistry, and Dak's leadership definitely was a miss. Yep. And they didn't give a damn about Andy Dalton because, as you can see, remember when I said when Andy Dalton, when he got concussed, when he got hit in the head, um, when his head hit the ground, when he got hit by Bostic from Washington, nobody was around. They was like, damn, it looked like that hurt. You good? You good? I ain't gonna pick you up, but you good? You all right? You good? Couldn't have been me, bro. You laying on the ground, bro, but nah. See, they was doing all of that. Even Mark Cooper walked by, hit people in their face like, shit, that shit hurt. That wouldn't have happened with that. They would have been over there ready to fight a mofo for that. Um, I do see boys running the ball a little more in the first few games just to protect Dak's ankle. Yes. Um, I know you're not saying Dalton is better than Dak. We're not even getting in that conversation. Um, what do y'all think of Micah Parsons? I think Micah Parsons is if you play Micah Parsons like how he was played at Penn State, occasional blitzer, have him running sideline to sideline, playing to his strengths. If you let him do a lot of those things, he's going to succeed very well in this Dallas defense. But you got to stay humble, though. Yep. EA Sports Simulator had us what is it? Has beaten the Bucks, and we're scored a lot of points too. Yeah, yeah. But again, that's what I was saying, Jennifer, about the whole surprise effect. They don't know what we're bringing in. They don't know what type of team we're bringing in week one because there's no tape. There's no tape. That's why I was mad that we're gonna be on Hard Knocks because a lot of the stuff that we're doing is probably gonna be on camera. But we'll see what Mike McCarthy does to try to mask that. E2, I'm definitely am entertained. Good. Welcome in. But you one of my day ones, bro, so you already know what to do. Okay, did Andy Dalton win games or did the team win games? Because it's a team sport. Just like same thing with Dak. Does Dak win games or does the team win games? Because quarterback can't do it by itself. That's just so you can't. What I'm trying to explain to you is you can't compare Dalton's wins to Dak's wins. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to talk about career wins, and Dalton's been playing longer than Dak, and Dak still has better stats than Andy Dalton. If that's the road you want to go down, so you see what I'm saying? So the narrative that you're trying to explain is it's a small sample size. It's not. You know what I mean? Like me personally, when I make a comparison, I look at the whole dynamic. I'm not looking at just what he did in this small little sample. So the hell what? We still didn't make the playoffs. We still lost Dak. Andy Dalton ain't on the team no more. So it didn't him winning those games didn't net us anything. It didn't even matter because our defense was so basura. You know what I'm saying? Absolute garbage. And if you go back and look at those games, Eddie Dalton did not have like the first three games he played didn't have chemistry with those receivers, and I know that takes time because it wasn't his team and he wasn't expected to start. But you damn sure when Dak come back and play, he gonna be a monster. He almost like even last season for throwing for all them yards. I think that when he went out, it took 3 weeks for another quarterback to even catch up to his numbers. So it's Team Dak all day. And like I said, I don't even know why we even talking about Dalton. He's not on the team anymore. Let's see what he do with the Bears. If he does well with the Bears, we'll see. I don't have an issue with Dalton. I'm just saying, like I thought that it was good that we had got him as a backup. I think that if we didn't have Andy Dalton, we probably would have lost even more games. But a caveat to that and a shimmer of hope to that, I do like the young dude, Garrett Gilbert. I'm really feeling Garrett Gilbert. I think even with that small sample size from the Pittsburgh game, he showed a lot. And this is in an offseason that it was damn near non-existent. So let's see what he does now that we got a full offseason. And again, he's going to get a lot of reps in preseason. So we'll see how that goes. Aaron Dixon, whatever. Sorry, Randy Dalton was a fill-in. Wasn't the Red Rocket that was in Cincinnati? Yeah, no, but I'm commenting on what ALOL says. Um, and that's what I'm saying, Alan. Definitely focus on Team Dak all day. Um, you can't deny Dak's leadership ability. You could say whatever you want to say about Dak, but it's not really much negative you can say about it. The dude is a stand up dude. Like even Stephen A. Smith was like, he deserves his money. He's a good dude, this and that. Like, you can't take that away from Dak. You can't take that true leadership away from him. You can't take away that this offensive line will go to war for Dak. You can't take away the fact that even defensive players fuck with Dak. Excuse my language, but they fuck with Dak. That's their main man. So even Tony Romo didn't have that camaraderie with the team. Like, and I love Tony. But Tony only talked to certain people on the team. He didn't go around the locker room speaking to everybody on the team. Dak Prescott talked to everybody from the kicker to the running back. So whenever you got that like that, that's my quarterback. That's what I want in the quarterback. That's just me. Anybody could have done it. Why did 2015 happen? What are you talking about 2015? What happened in 2015? What are you referring to? Making it work, gotta go. Always do a lot of shit. Appreciate you, Big J. Definitely appreciate you coming in here, Big J. You were able to make it this time. Um, Wait, what? Oh yeah. That part, Ruglock. That part. I think that when you put Donovan Wilson up with who's gonna go at the safety position with not Muku Amu because they just moved him to safety, so he would probably be the backup. But um, Monte Kazee, I'm sorry, and I'm looking forward to see what Demonte Kazee and Keanu Neal can bring to this team coming from Atlanta because again, already being there with Dan Quinn, I think that it just helps them a little easier. Um, while establish that relationship. So ALOL. So you telling me you don't like Dak? Is that what you're saying? Because you're giving me narratives about turnovers and this and that. I can speak on Tom Brady's turnovers and how many turnovers he's had and interceptions he's had. I can speak the same for A Rod. So that's not saying that he's a bad quarterback. Because when you look at Dak's stats, he's still a top 10 quarterback in this league. Dak Prescott is the only quarterback in his goddamn draft class that's still on his original team. There were 7 guys drafted before Dak Prescott when Dak got picked at what, 135th in the 4th round? There were so many guys that got picked before him that ain't even in the damn league anymore. They were talking about what was his name? The black quarterback. I always forget his name. Oh, he played for the Washington, the DC Defenders. God, I just said his name earlier. But anyway, they thought that guy was going to be a 100, not even top 100. They thought that he was going to go in the first round. Carson Wentz ain't even on this original team. They got rid of Carson Wentz, and they said that Carson Wentz was supposed to be heads and tails better than Dak Prescott. But Dak Prescott, you said Dak Prescott not worth $4 million. So let me ask you a question, right? For you to tell a grown man what he's not worth, if somebody came to your job and said your ass ain't worth this money, if they said this to your boss, ALOL ain't worth this money, how would that make you feel? I think Dak is worth the money, mainly because of the simple fact that he earned it. He played on a contract that, that was unfavorable, because again, he was a fourth round draft pick. They don't get paid that high. Dak has proven himself many times over, on and off the field. Because one thing you got to understand, Cardale Jones, yes, God damn it, yeah, thank you, Dave. But you can't just when you look at a quarterback, you're looking at more than just his play on the field, because you have to factor all that in. Think about it. If the leader on your team is not leading right, how do you expect your team to win? Especially, imagine Cleveland, right, with a quarterback that wasn't a good leader. Imagine if they had Jay Cutler. Oh, shit. You basically ruined a good young team because their leadership is crap. You're only as good as your quarterback can throw you. Period. Your quarterback has to be the leader of the team. Your quarterback has to not only be a good thrower, but he also has to make good decisions off the field as well. Because if you ever played organized sports, you would know that team chemistry is huge. Remember the Eagles when they had that so-called dream team that one year? When they went and got all those guys in the offseason? What happened with that? Did they go to the Super Bowl? Shit. They fell on their damn face. You know why? Because just because you got all the talent on the team doesn't mean they play well together. But you got a group of guys right here that love each other. I'm talking about, I just said this earlier, this offensive line will do anything for Dak Prescott. Anything. They will run through a wall for this kid. That was my whole thing when I said talking to the whole team. It's not about just talking to the team. It's generating chemistry with your teammates. That is important. Because if you don't have that, you guys are not going to play together well, especially in 2-minute drill. And you're not going to win. Now, the other side of that is coaching. And I think that's where the Cowboys faltered a lot, because we had bad coaching in the past. Jason Garrett, I will say that, when he was the coach of this team, he's an average coach. He's one of those coaches that he might get you to playoffs here and there, but he will never get you over that hump because, again, he's predictable. He does the same things over and over again. He doesn't switch. He's almost like a lame duck coach. That's it. Right. Brady's worth to Mahomes, and Mahomes is the highest paid player in the league. Well, quarterback in the league. And Dak's stats do surpass those first-round draft picks from 2016. Half of them not even in the league. Half of them not even in the motherfucking league. I can't tell how chemistry affects things. 1-3 last year, and we were healthy. Zeke had 3. Bruh, were you watching? Were you watching what happened last year? Dak got injured. You lost Tyron. You lost Lyle Collins. You lost the meat of your team. Zeke went out there in his mind saying, "Oh, I gotta do this for the team. I have to be this," and he made mistakes. It happened. COVID year. There was no freaking offseason. You had rookies out there not knowing what the fuck to do. You had a defensive coordinator last year that was absolute garbage and didn't know how to deal with these players. What up, Crazy Corvette? So that's the point I'm making. Last year was a freaking aberration. And I don't want to hear everybody keep saying, "Oh, well, other teams did it." Well, other teams didn't have changes like the Cowboys did. The Cowboys and other teams that didn't play well last year, there's a correlation between their coaching changes. This is the whole reason why Mike McCarthy did not install his offense into this team last year, because he didn't have time to do it. Now, I do blame Mike McCarthy for hiring Mike Nolan, and I understand why he hired Mike Nolan, because he thought that he was doing his guy a favor because Mike Nolan got him a job back in the day. So he was returning the favor. But that bit him in the face because it didn't work out right. So, I'm not trying to argue with you, AO. I'm just trying to get you to understand, like to think outside of the box. You know what I'm saying? I see where you're coming from, but you also have to understand that this other stuff is important too. It's not just about not just football, but team sports in general. It's not one-sided. It's multi-sided. It's multifaceted. And in that aspect of what you're talking about and what you're playing, everything has to come together. Let's talk about winning the Super Bowl. And I hate to bring up the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, but this is the best. That's the best thing that I can, the best way I can explain it. When the Eagles won the Super Bowl, you guys remember that? And I think that was when I first started my channel. My first video on this channel was the halftime of the Super Bowl of the Eagles game. And my content back there was basura because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was young. I was trying to figure it out, and it is what it is. Plus, Travis Frederick retired. He did. And that guy, we needed him. Now, again, back to what I'm saying. In that Eagles game, what happened? What were the key things that how they beat a Tom Brady-led Patriots team? Everybody stayed in their lane. Everybody completed their assignments. They did something that they did not show all season long. And all of their running backs scored a touchdown. All of them. All three of them. Adding more value. No, I'm speaking of what it is. That's facts. We have what quarterback have we won with since goddamn Troy Aikman, bro? You remember that coaching matters. Coaching matters. That's been the issue since we got rid of Bill Parcells. We ain't won shit. It ain't the players. We've had great players throughout these years. Wasted careers because we could not coach properly. Matter of fact, go back and look, and I've been watching them on YouTube. I've been going back and looking at old games from 2009, 2010, 2000, like just early 2000s from when Romo's era, when he first started, until coming up to now. You've got to have the right coaches on your team. You heard me say that when we had Jason Garrett for those 10 years, which I don't know why he was there for 10 years, but I do know why, but, that's beside the point. But Jason Garrett is just an average coach. He can get you to the playoffs, but he's never getting you over the hump because he doesn't know how to make adjustments. I just said just now how the Eagles won the Super Bowl. What did they do? They made adjustments. They did something that the Patriots did not see all year. They were able to execute. There's been so many games that I watched in the Dallas Cowboys when we would lose games because of play calling. When Jason Garrett was the play caller, even before he was the coach, they stopped running the fucking ball and they wanted to throw it. And then Tony Romo had to feel like he had to save the day. And I don't blame Tony because we're down. We're trying to catch up. But Tony will make a mistake and throw an interception. Dak Prescott, same thing. I got to do what I need to do. That's why they both have a lot of comeback victories. But they also have games that they falter. Because your coaching staff puts you in that situation. That's the point I'm making. You said we need an elite quarterback. Tell me who you're going to get if Dak Prescott is not this quarterback in this team. Who you going to get? And don't give me with this trader for A-Rod bullshit because he ain't coming to Dallas. Give me a realistic option for a quarterback. I knew you was going to say A-Rod. Give me a realistic option for the Cowboys. A-Rod not coming to the Cowboys. You know why? Because he don't like Mike McCarthy. And this team, so you want A-Rod that's a crybaby, that's a diva, that's not about the team, he's about self. He's not a teammate. When you're the quarterback of the team, it's not just about you, bruh. It's about the team. Stop cherry picking, bro. You cherry picking right now. I'm giving you straight facts throughout. I'm speaking in a general sense. You cherry picking. You picking pieces to fit your narrative. That doesn't work, bro. If I'm gonna be honest with you, if you were to make the decisions on this team, we still wouldn't win. That's not a recipe for success. I just told you what our problems were. That's it. Yeah, crazy Corvette. He's gonna want all the credit. I want my quarterback to be a team player. If I have to, and I promise you, Dak Prescott is a top 10. I guarantee you, could have traded for Russ and did not have no money. How much do you think it would cost to get Russell Wilson as a quarterback of this damn team? What you gonna give up? You gonna give up your wide receivers? You're gonna give up all the strong points of the team, and then you get him, and then you don't have a team around him to win. How much sense does that make? How much sense does that make, bruh? You just made my point. No money. We wouldn't have no money if you get Russ, bruh. You would have had to get rid of Zeke. You would have had to get rid of Amari. You would have had to get rid of Lamb. You would have had to sell the farm to get him. Get Wentz. The fuck? No. No. That's not a recipe for success. Hey, Rue. No. That's not how you win, bro. You can't do that, bro. Man, right. Dak's cap hit this year is only 26 million. That's another thing too. They actually played the contract right. I'm okay with the contract. Y'all gonna see this year. Y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna see. Now, Wentz might play better with the Colts because he's got a better offensive line than he did with the Eagles. That's cool. But I'm not worried about him. He's not even in the division no more. Dak Prescott's the best quarterback in our division right now. So if he comes in there healthy and confident, I'm good with it. Kathy Green, what's going on? When Dak takes us to the Super Bowl, what these so-called Cowboy fans don't know is, yeah, and that's the thing. Then they gonna come back and try to jump on the bandwagon and be like, Team Dak. Really? You just said Dak was a bum last year. Because y'all know me, I'll call your ass out. And me, I can if you want to have a conversation, it's cool. I value everybody's opinion. But if you want to battle me about something, you want to ask me about something, I'm gonna give you straight up facts because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. But and one thing about me is I think outside of the box. I don't just think at one thing because that's not how life works. That ain't how football, works. You have to look at it from a grand scheme of events. You can't look at it from this little molecule little thing. You can't. So, ALL, just tell me, do you not like Dak? What is your issue with Dak? Russ is better than Dak. Okay, fair. A-Rod is better than Dak. Fair enough. Tom Brady is better than Dak. Fair enough. Pat Mahomes is better than Dak. Okay. So the fuck what? He's still top 10. He's still a quarterback that leads this team. He knows this team. He has chemistry with these particular players on this team. Oh no, Lamar Jackson is not better than no. Lamar Jackson is so inconsistent. Lamar Jackson, I give him his credit. He's good. I do like Allen from the Bills though. He's an up and coming. He reminds me of a Dak type of player. I think that him and Dak are on the same level. The Allen kid. The Allen kid doesn't get enough credit though. I give him his just due. One thing that you need to learn about me, I give credit where credit's due. You will never hear me say anything bad about somebody just to say it because I'm not a hater. I give credit where credit's due. If the player is good, he good. If he suck, he suck. If it's a duck, it's a duck. I call it like it is. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. You're not gonna sit here and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this a long time, bro, and I played the game, so I know what I'm talking about. Washington wins the division over Dallas. Okay. So you trying to say that Fitz Magic is better than Dak Prescott when he's been all over the damn league? It's the reason why he jumps from team to team. I'm just saying. I know, right, Dana? But it's cool. I love when they come in here and try to battle. This cool. I'm because I'm gonna fight my narrative all day long. You're not gonna sit here and play me. That's what you're not gonna do. Because one, this is my channel. So that's it. You either like it or you don't. Then take the wager. I'm not taking no damn wager. I don't give a shit about Washington. Why am I worried? Are you a Washington fan or are you a Cowboy fan? What team are you for? Because you're not making any sense right now. Kathy Green, thank you for the super chat. How you doing? Um, of course, Kathy. We know you're top 10. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. But anyway, like I was saying, um, Fitz tragic, right? And that's the thing about him. Like he'll be Fitz magic for 3 games, right? And you'll be like, damn, did he really throw them that many touchdowns? And then the next game you'll look at Fitz magic, you'll be like, damn, he threw 5 interceptions. He's so inconsistent. Like it doesn't the narrative just doesn't equate for me. Yep, Dave Moore. That's pretty much that's pretty much it. But yeah, yeah. But it's cool. If he's a troll, whatever. He came in here. He tried to he tried it. He tried it. But it's cool though, because y'all already know I hold my own. Um and we got some good content, so we good to go. Um yeah, damn Dana. Yeah, Derek. The Bucks defense definitely won the Super Bowl. Because no matter what quarterback is out there, I don't give a damn how good a quarterback you are. You're not going to win a game if your defense can't stop a damn nosebleed. We've seen this firsthand of this team last year, guys. We've seen this. Our defense could not stop anything. I mean, like literally, we were getting run on. We were getting our manhood taken from us last year. We sucked on defense last year. Y'all know me. I keep it 100. It is what it is. But the Cowboys did their due diligence in the offseason, but we'll see how it goes. They finally got the balls enough to draft a one tech because we know that one techs are not the sexy pick. I don't give a damn about sexy picks all the time because you need to draft what you need. If you need a guy that's not a sexy pick, you got to get that. When those years when we signed Travis Frederick and Tyron Smith in the first round and stuff like that, those were necessary things to do. After the Andre Gerard, Kyle Kozar, Doug Free era, you know what I'm saying? After that era of those good offensive linemen, this was the new age. And now you're gonna have to start drafting even more because you have to keep the trend up. Because again, when the Super Bowl starts and ends in its trenches, offensive and defense. So that's it. Well, Tom Brady, yeah, he did, and then Tom Brady went and got he went and got surgery in the offseason. Wait, you're a channel member on my channel, Rylan? Because it doesn't show that you are. That's weird. You out, Gina? Appreciate you coming in. I'm actually about to log out soon too. I just wanted to get last questions, comments, concerns. So, what are you guys looking for in training camp? I know I asked some of you guys this question before, but again, as we talked about it before, what are you guys looking for in training camp? Whether it's the battle between Kelvin Joseph and excuse me, and Nashawn Wright. Who are the guys that you guys are looking at to see to win? So I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm looking at these trench guys. That's what I'm looking at. You know, we know what our offense is gonna do. I'm looking at these defensive trench guys, and I'm talking about Neville Gallimore. I'm talking about Lee and I'm talking about Quentin Bohanna. Those are the ones I'm looking at. I'm specifically looking at that defensive front and seeing what they do in training camp to see how we're gauging and what we can to get better right there. You should tell you to go play Madden on there. Right. Because Cowboys always win the Super Bowl when I play Madden. So, Rollin, when you go to the front, are you on the YouTube app or are you on the internet? Because if you have the YouTube app, right, when you go to the front of my screen where it says it's a join button right next to the subscribe. It should say join right next to subscribe. Yeah, that line was horrible. You know what I'm saying? You said Sandy Dalton. Damn, bro. Bless you too, Dave. Oh, I forgot. Thank you, Ruglock. Brett Urban. Forgot about him. I'm sorry. I think that he's one of those guys that we got in the offseason that might be an underrated guy because I think that he's going to be good on this team. I think so. I really do. With what we have right now, um, but again, we got a lot of guys out there, so somebody's going to end up getting cut. There's going to be some surprise cuts, so these guys better play hard. The button should be right. Are you, Rollin? Are you looking at me on the YouTube app, or are you looking from the YouTube on just searching the internet? Because if you have the YouTube app, it should. If you go to the front screen where I am, or even when I'm not live streaming or doing a video, you should be able to go to my page and next to subscribe button, it's a join button. Every YouTuber that has channel memberships will have a join button on their thing. So if you don't see that, you're probably not looking at it through the right app. So if you have the app, it should be there. It should be there. I know you can, Dana. I know you can. That's why I like when you in here. Yes, Urban is definitely an upgrade to the defense. Can't wait to see how perform. And Allen, remember, the Bears are mad that he's not with them anymore. So there's that. There's that. Oh, Kid Mega, if you still in here, I don't know if you left or not. We got to chat offline too, bro. Look to see how Jalen and Hill are doing. Yeah, we forget about Tristan Hill too. Oh, he's definitely gonna play a key role. Getting Mike Nolan off the staff alone is a big win for the D. Thinking they be as bad as they were last year is crazy to me. Yeah, I know it was. Bear fans were pissed to see Brett Urban leave. That usually tells you all you need to know. Definitely. What up, Joseph Torres? What's going on, man? Shout out to you too, bro. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Um, We have correct pieces. Fill the holes. Yeah, and it's all about filling them holes. All about filling them holes. But yeah, when you get off the channel, Rollin, just go to my page. Just type in my page, and then the join button should be right there. You should be able to see it. Those of you that are on the channel too, that don't know, I have another channel as well. That I just started, I think last month or something like that. No, not last month. I started about 4 months ago. Um, I do food reviews and stuff, just little funny little stuff, just to get y'all hungry or whatever. So um, I'm trying to grow that channel as well as I start traveling and stuff and going different places and trying different foods and stuff like that. So that one is E2 Blue Reviews. So check that. So subscribe to that channel as well. Um, but yeah, but shout out to ALOL coming in here. I appreciate your banter as well. Uh, you know, I'm all about the conversation. So shout out to you, ALOL. Um, even though you clearly don't like Dak, that's cool. Those are your opinions. I may not agree with what you feel, but that's cool. You know, but I don't attack anybody. I don't call people out of their names. I don't. If you want to have a conversation, we can have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? We grown because I'm a grown ass man. So that's it. Um, uh, oh damn, damn. But yeah, anybody else had any key thing that they wanted to add in here? Because Mr. Negative Nancy over here. Oh boy. But I will say this. Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate the support that you guys give me in my channel, especially my channel members. You guys are always awesome. I love doing the private live streams with you guys because we get to talk about things that we wouldn't normally talk about on the public forum. But we will be doing more of those, and I will be letting you guys know when those are. I try to do those at least once a month, so we can stay engaged and things of that nature. So that's it. So shout out to all my moderators, all my day ones, everybody that's in here consistently. I appreciate y'all support as well. You guys have a great Thursday evening. I know those of you on the West Coast, y'all 3 hours behind, so y'all still got a little bit more evening left. For me, it's go to bed time. But with that being said, though, appreciate all y'all support. Peace out, y'all. Peace, love, and hair grease. Tomorrow's Friday. Y'all, you guys enjoy your weekend. But I'll be shooting out some videos for y'all. So in the meantime, between time, peace out. Love y'all. Peace.